your political theater to Texas.
This is not about political theater.
And it was more political theater than anything.
It's nothing more than pure political theater.
It's pure political theater.
President Trump, why did you cancel the meeting with Chuck Schumer?
Welcome, everybody. I am Mark Safe from getting stuck on an escalator that would not go up. Welcome to Political Theater with Dr. T. Tonight we are going to have Dr. H, which is why it says what it says. At some point, I'm going to figure out how to make this look nicer, but that is not today. Welcome, everybody. Sorry I couldn't make it yesterday. I had some stuff to go do in Washington, D.C., so I ran down there really quickly, and then I came back. Today was a bit of a sluggish day it's raining out here, right? And so I'm just kind of we got some things to get into today. I actually did not fill the docket up with a whole lot of stuff, but there's enough that we have that we can talk. And now I'm going to bring the guy who is on selective duty because we're still not convinced. All right, we'll bring Dr. H to the stage. Dr. Hall, how are you?
I'm doing okay, I would say.
I just got to say, like Dr. Hall and I have become friends, and I you know, I don't really welcome many men into my life, but he's actually really smart and he's a good guy, and he does a good job over here, helps the brothers in the community.
I try.
You try. You do all right.
I do my level best to be
an
adult most days. So
how was today? Did you heal people today, Dr. Hall? Because the people think that if you go to therapy one time, that's it. All you need is one time.
Yeah, no, I did a little bit. I helped a few people out. Did some reframing some poor cognitions and handing a lifeline to some people who were maybe looking at the world through a lens of negativity and despair, as often I have to do. So, that's why it's not that. It's a bit of a lateral move to come on here and do it in this space, and I get to sort of try to be a port in the storm. A support in the storm. Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about?
I don't know.
That just got really long.
Did it?
Nobody was asking for all of that.
No.
Not at all, actually.
Okay. I thought we were bantering. I thought there was a banter.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Darn.
Put one in the chat if you actually care. Like, nobody cares.
Know.
Okay. Anyway.
I'm doing my level best.
You're doing great. Now, we really appreciate you. All jokes aside, we really appreciate
sure.
Dr. Hall for the work that he does in the community.
We appreciate Dr. Taylor for all the work she does in the community and running podcasts and helping people make sense of the absurdity that is the human experiment in America in 2025. So, thank you.
You gonna take over the show?
No, just giving you some flowers while we're here.
Want to go ahead and just run the show?
No,
because I can go check on my chicken wings.
I mean, if you want to, it wouldn't be the first time you've left me.
Oh, last time you really messed it up. Anyway, let's get into this, y'all. All right, Jimmy Kimmel, wealthy white man, wealthy white man. He wasn't fired.
Suspended indefinitely, which is a nice white way of saying we weren't planning on bringing him back, but since you guys made a big deal about it.
Right.
And cost us $4 billion.
Listen, which was just a blip to them.
Really?
Because look at all the people that said they were going back. Anyway, so
and hey, cost of the bricks going up too. So go back if you want, but cost of the bricks going up. If you want this good Disney entertainment.
Oh my gosh. Listen, everybody. So if you have been living under a rock, Jimmy, we talked about this a little bit last time, but Jimmy Kimmel, late night host, the guy who used to be on The Man Show. The Man Show. I just want to remind everybody that The Man Show was created to be a misogynist resting space for all the people that we now call incels. They were incels back then. They just didn't have a name, and they watched The Man Show. So that's one of the patron saints of incels. I just want to make sure everybody's clear.
earlier version of that movement.
That the guy who wore blackface and thought it was funny is not particularly getting any love from me. Free speech is, though. So he said some stuff related to Charlie Kirk. He made fun of Donald Trump, which he always does. And somebody on Instagram said, I forgot all about it. I don't forget shit. These hunkies, I don't forget nothing. Okay, understand me. So, so he gets removed from his show, but that's because Donald Trump wanted him gone long time ago, like several months ago. Been saying it, right? He's been like very. What you say?
People bringing me up. Sick of people saying mean things about me on the internet. Or on TV
he thinks that it should be illegal to say bad things, right?
Why wouldn't it be? I mean, if I'm in charge, let's make it illegal.
And we talked about this last time, how that is a dictator. But okay,
I mean, who gonna stop?
He wants Fallon gone.
Yeah.
He wants all the late night people gone. Same thing that kind of with the Kennedy Center that he wants to call the Trump Center. Getting rid of everybody. A lot of people did leave. I have a little bit of insider knowledge on that. So it wasn't just people being fired. A lot of people left and they were like, absolutely not doing this. So he wants to gut everything. Like he wants to completely erase all things enjoyable about life.
Well, like any good colonizer, he wants to put his name on everything and say that he's in charge of things and have a society that reflects the things he's interested in and finds enjoyable at the expense of, brown people.
Yeah. And he doesn't even care that much because and I know that people are just like, oh, he's racist, whatever. Yeah, he is. But ultimately, Trump doesn't care about any of this because he doesn't care about people. Yeah. Because he doesn't care about other people. He doesn't even care about his kids. So he's not thinking, oh, that's a woman. Oh, that's a black person. He doesn't actually care. He's just an asshole. But anyway. So Jimmy gets put off. 2 days later, he's back on. He's back on.
$4 billion later.
Let's see what he said when he came back on. Let's share this. We got a lot to share this time, folks, because a lot of stuff was happening. Oh, what just happened? Oh my God, what did I just do?
What did you do?
They changed the buttons down here. I don't even know what's going on. All right, let's get to Jimmy. Hold on. Share.
There we go.
Theater mode. Here we go. And let's hear a little bit.
Commissioner back in 2022 who worked under Joe Biden, who was spot on. He wrote, President Biden is right. Political satire is one of the oldest and most important forms of free speech. It challenges those in power while using humor to draw more people into the discussion. That's why people in influential positions have always targeted it for censorship. You know who wrote that? FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr, who later was appointed chairman of the FCC by this former crusader for free speech.
If we don't have free speech, then we just don't have a free country. It's as simple as that. If this most fundamental right is allowed to perish, then the rest of our rights and liberties will topple, just like dominoes, one by one. They'll go down.
That was
okay. So I just wanted to show a little bit because his opening was, for the most part, pretty fantastic, right? You didn't see him groveling. You didn't see him. He didn't apologize for shit, actually. No. Not once, which was actually fantastic. I was like, okay. Right. And he made it very clear he's not letting this go. Like, giving him back this spot was probably the worst thing they could have done for this fight because he already won. He already won. Like, they should have stuck to it and not let his ass go back, because now that they have, all that does is kind of look like all the other stuff that he's been doing, Dr. Hall, Trump has been doing. All these executive orders, all these things that he's trying to make happen, the judges are slapping it down left and right. And there's a lot of women judges, and it's a lot of racialized women, right? And they're coming and they're saying, get out of here. They're going to tumble with it. Out of here. You can't do this. You can't do this. And so, all right, if we really think about like what's been effective for him, hasn't been a whole lot.
Well, how do we define the word effective? Because some of it's about tossing red meat to the base. It isn't about what actually happens down the line. His whole thing of this entire presidency has been about imagery, right? Not necessarily substance. We're not solving any substance.
And riling up the base. And here's why also. So remember, I think we talked about this briefly, but like people have to understand what the Southern strategy has been. And so back in the day, it was about segregation, right? They wanted to maintain housing segregation, school segregation, and public facilities. They lost that. The civil rights movement, Black Power movement was too strong. Changed the laws. It worked, right? Got rid of that. So they began to lose influence with their base, and they needed something else. What ends up becoming the thing? Abortion. Abortion, for the most part, was something that people supported. They didn't think much about it. Only like the fringe kind of Catholics, and they didn't care. Like it, you know, it wasn't a thing. People weren't necessarily rah for it. I mean, the feminists were, but people also weren't rah against it.
Yeah.
But because they lost the segregation battle, they picked up the abortion battle, and that became their signature thing, right?
Yeah.
And so they carried that all the way up until what, 2022? It's overturned, right? It was 2022, right? Am I tripping? Was it 2022? Has it been 3 years already? Oh my God, somebody fact check me. But once that was gone, what else do they have? You understand? So that happens under Biden, right? Abortion. Okay, cool. No federal abortion. Now what do you have? Because you spent the last 50 years on that, right? 1973, 2022, about 50 years. And then before that, it was segregation. You need something else. So now it's immigration, right? So because they got rid of, they struck down affirmative action. So again, all these
and transsexual
things, and well, transgender folks.
Transgender, sorry.
Jesus.
My apologies.
I'm off the show. He's using the wrong words. This show is not responsible for the nonsense that comes out of Dr. Hall's mouth. The bigotry, the slurs. We are not responsible for that.
I might use 30-year-old language.
My gosh.
It's in the DSM.
Oh.
The DSM is flawed, for sure.
Put a 2 in the chat if we get rid of him now, because he doesn't know what he's doing. Okay, so I'm sorry. Try to be serious here. So anyway, now it's immigration is the thing, right? Immigration is a big thing, and they just need stuff to rile up their base. So you're correct in the sense that he's throwing like red meat to the base. Charlie Kirk dying is probably the best thing that could happen to them, which again reiterates why I believe.
There we go. Allegedly.
Oh God, we gotta put the banner up.
Put the banner up.
Gotta put the banner up. Allegedly, this was an inside job. They actually needed something, right? And they got it. They got it because school segregation is done, even though there are schools that are more segregated now than they were during that time.
Yeah.
Abortion, gone. Affirmative action, gone.
Yep.
The immigration thing, that was Barry's thing. They, you know, Holman was Barry's guy. So Barry gave him a freaking award for how wonderful he is.
You can amp up the rhetoric.
And amped up the
rhetoric. I lived in Ohio, and we were seeing ads about open borders during the election cycle, and it's like, dude, we're in the Midwest. Like, what are we?
We're in the Midwest. What open borders do you have?
What borders are we worried about?
Are people coming up through the Great Lakes and just
right? Which border are we concerned about?
Find out they're going into Mexico, and there's a portal that they go into that goes underneath all the states, and they come up in the Lakes, and that's how.
Right. But you could foment this. Once again, xenophobia and nationalism.
Okay, come on now. What does foment mean?
I'm sorry, did I use a big word?
6th grade.
My apologies. My apologies. You could rile up the base. You could get them frothing at the mouth. Is that too much?
Trump said we swim from Africa. I believe he said that. I actually would believe that he said
he did
that.
say they were eating the dogs and the cats in Springfield, Ohio.
No, that was Haitians.
Yes, Haitians were.
Getting people mixed up just like a Caucasian. You just confuse everybody. See, everybody he thought Haitian was African. Put a 2 in the chat and I'll get rid of him. I'll get rid of him right now.
That was what I was implying. I was just an adjacent about a group of people is what I was saying.
So Jimmy is back. And
back on TV late night.
And the reason why this is funny to me is because I want y'all to see this one part real quick. Because oh my gosh, hold on. Because I thought that I was watching it and I was listening and I was just kind of like, oh, okay, Jimmy, I see you, right?
Comes out swinging.
He comes out swinging. He comes out like F you and the train you rode on back. And guess what? You can't stop us, right?
Yeah.
And he name dropped everybody. He was
Yeah.
like, I got called from Leno,
Mhm.
Arsenio, like all these people,
Letterman.
all these
Yeah.
people. Wanda
Right.
called him.
People
Like
from Germany.
Everybody called him. People from Germany called him and was like, hey, come, you got a job here. So he was just like, let's just do it.
Right.
The banter.
Hey, look, see? One in the chat for your boy. Drop it one.
I was talking to another guy friend of mine today, and I was just like, I don't allow many of you in, but when I do, I think I make pretty good choices. But anyway, let's watch this part. I just want everybody to watch this part because this is the shit that got on my nerves. Okay.
In the teaching of Jesus, as I do, there it was. That's it. A selfless act of grace.
He's talking about Erica saying that she forgives the shooter. Okay, look at his eyes.
Forgiveness from a grieving widow. It touched me deeply, and I hope it touches many. And if there's anything we should take from this tragedy to carry forward, I hope it can be that, not this. So thank you for listening, and I'll have more to say when we come back.
He had to go to a damn break. Okay.
He did. I mean, the break was coming after the monologue anyway, but yeah.
He had to go to a damn break because he was crying.
I mean,
that act of grace.
He still had to win over
the teachings of Jesus Christ. The man show. The man show.
He had to win over
about Jesus Christ. You talk about Jesus Christ.
I mean,
like we don't remember the man show.
He had to win back half the country after getting almost summarily dismissed, and he probably practiced that in the mirror. Yes,
I had several white women responding to me like, "Well, he's a crier and he's very emotional, and I just love that he shows his emotions." And I was like, "Okay, why do these people think I give a damn about a white man's emotions? When in my life have you ever seen me?" But damn, let's outside of being a social worker and having.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, you've done some work in your life.
I have had to, but also
where you've had to at least approximate empathy for people.
What is happening here?
I mean, but honestly, if you think of it in terms of like the best way to come back, you get to like be bold in your, I can swing at you, but also I'm going to show I have empathy in a way that you don't, right?
Yeah.
So if I were writing this,
so it was masterful. It was masterful in the sense that he was like, I'm coming in heavy hitting. I'm telling you all, leave me alone. I'm telling you all, we're not going back.
Right.
We're going to say what we want to say. Because just a little while ago, everyone was defending comedians and saying that people were too soft.
Too sensitive. The real snowflake.
When it comes to transphobia, those people will fall all over themselves to defend Dave Chappelle and his transphobia. People will fall.
Yep.
Absolutely. People will defend Tyler Perry every time he makes something that shows how much he hates black women. They will defend that.
I mean,
but
punch down.
Jimmy didn't even say nothing that was where I've said some things. Have you, Dr. Hall, have you caught the show?
Yeah.
When you haven't been here, like I've said some things.
We have a banner going on the bottom because of some.
I've said,
and we don't want to be legally liable for some of those statements.
I've said some things that they'd probably put me in jail for at this point. Looking at this,
I mean, hey, we're about a day or so away from you having to hide under the cabinets in your own home when they come because they might. Let's get you a space under the floorboards, is what I'm saying.
Was this a Holocaust or a slavery reference? Was this an Underground Railroad?
I'm just saying, where we headed as a country? Where are we headed as a country? You might have to hide your neighbors.
Do I need to write a diary?
You might want to write a diary. You might want to be working on your diary if you're not working on it now. Well, technically, for those out there who aren't already subscribed to our Patreon, if you're looking for the record of Dr. T's thoughts on many of these issues, please subscribe to the Patreon. It's out there. So,
y'all can tell when I'm really laughing because my face does turn red. Sorry. Sorry. Don't tell me to go on the floorboards.
I'm just saying. Sometimes you evoke incendiary language. That's all I'm saying.
Anyway, So
Your wife. Your kids.
Oh, right. And I'm just thinking, like Jimmy, I think played it exactly like he needed to, and I think it was smart. I'm not a Jimmy Fallon. I mean, not Jimmy Fallon. I ain't a fan of him either. But I'm not a Jimmy Kimmel fan.
No.
I actually hate that late night continues to be dominated by white men. And just men in general. Like I hate it.
All the white men. But who do you want to invite into America's living room every night? It's got to be a white man letting you in, right? Isn't that the way of the world?
I guess, but whatever. I think he did what he needed to do.
Absolutely.
In that moment, and I think that he recognized, and I think he kind of said something to that end that this is way beyond him. This is way bigger than him. He has money. He'll be fine for the rest of his life. Jimmy Kimmel does not have to work another day in his life. But he mentioned, he said, talked about him wanting to go after Fallon and other people. He's like, and the hundreds of people who work on these shows who make this money to take care of their families. Jimmy did name that. And I appreciated that he did that because that's the major concern. It's like, yeah, you're the figurehead, but what about all the people who are going to suffer because they work there? From the production assistants to the costume and makeup folks, all of that. And as a former theater kid, like not everybody wants to be front and center. Sometimes we just love, like I learned how to make a lace front wig during an internship that I had with the Opera Festival of New Jersey. And it's just random stuff that I loved it. I love being backstage. I love being and some people, that's what they want to do. And so for you to finally land a job on a show as big as Jimmy Kimmel, like a late night show, and then to lose it and then have to tell your family, like, I don't know what we're going to do.
Right.
All because Jimmy
may have annoyed the guy at the top.
Stepped on their moment. You understand? Like, and that's kind of the larger point that I was making.
Moment or gave him an opportunity to step on him because they felt like he was coming from.
I mean, he stepped on their moment with the whole Charlie Kirk thing. Remember what I was just saying earlier, continuing my point from earlier about this larger strategy.
He gave them an opportunity.
So Charlie Kirk is now he's part of that strategy. He's kind of invigorated the base. You were talking about throwing red meat to the base. And I was like, well, what do they have left? Immigration. Alcatraz just got shut down. They lost, they said, over 1,000 people now.
How do you lose people? Is that like they got lost in Iraq? Like sometimes you just kind of lose things?
Yeah. That's troubling, right?
It should be.
It should be. The problem with the immigration thing is that they're losing steam on that. Because even their own people are saying this is inhumane.
Well, because the consequences are catching up to people now too, right? You got all those farmers who are very upset. We can't sell our soybeans, and there's nobody to pick our soybeans. Like, what are we going to do?
Not only is China bought zero. China ain't bought a bean.
Goose egg.
China ain't bought a hat. And y'all know them those soybeans they be putting in your wonton soup. China didn't buy not one.
Not a single American soybean is in China right now.
Not one.
Not a single one.
China said, F you and the set you claim, we not buying soybeans.
We are sick of it.
But they had bought like 3.4 billion in soybeans.
Billion with a B.
With a B.
With a B.
Billion.
Billion soybeans. Yep.
That was last year.
Last year. This time last year, probably?
This time last year.
Yeah. Billions.
$3.4 billion.
Billions in soybean futures. Gone. Evaporated.
Today. Gone. Like they said, today's price is not yesterday's price because today's price is zero.
Today's price is zero.
Negative.
Nil. Yeah.
The farmers owe money now.
Right. They in the red. This
is not funny.
It's tragic. It's absurd. And that makes it kind of funny.
Yeah.
Hey, I think they're well past it. They're like literally praying to Trump and God that somebody will come in. Hey,
listen,
that's why you shouldn't.
This is correct. And so what's interesting now is like, the Koreans are like justifiably upset after learning that in this raid that they had, they held them for days and made them drink water off the floor. I don't understand how they haven't attacked us yet.
Well,
There's got to be some Korean sleeper cells in the United States. I feel like every country probably has at least one sleeper cell within the United States. Why haven't they attacked it? Yeah.
I mean, global warfare is in a strange place. I mean, most of these wars are being fought online now. So those attacks might be coming in subtle ways. It's not, you don't have to shoot an American to break them right now. You could also just sit back and watch us fall apart as we have been doing for now.
Which is what I think a lot of them are doing. They're like, wow, the United States is collapsing, right?
What happens when you have a bully and you watch his life fall apart? Do you want to step in and help, or just want to watch that dude?
I would want to help because I'm an Aries and I fight.
Yeah,
I would like mink, mink. I want a few licks.
Yeah, I'm a Scorpio, so I'm gonna just watch you slowly downfall and just go, oh, that's sad. And here's a final moment to get you with this stinger. Boom.
Oh, all right. But speaking of that, let's talk about Trump and this United Nations speech that he gave. Let me share this with you all.
Oh my God.
We're not going to play a whole lot of this because it is absolutely mind-numbing.
It is embarrassing.
It's mind-numbing. Like, let me take off this banner because it's weird. But now this is actually it was 50-something minutes, and they have tried so hard to spin this. Somebody said sanity wash it or sane wash or something. And I guess that's referring to trying to make sense of what he says and trying to make him look more clear or whatever than he is, but absolutely not. But everybody, let's take a gander at this because oh my gosh. All right, listen to this bit right here.
Period of just 7 months, I have ended 7 unendable wars. They said they were unendable. You're never gonna get.
He's always talking about they said.
They.
Who is they?
He always evokes the they.
Who is they?
That's the
they
thing.
They don't want to use they. They say we shouldn't use they, but he want to use they. So who is they?
Themselves going for 31 years. 2 of them, 31. Think of it, 31 years. One was 36 years. One was 28 years. I ended 7 wars.
He keeps saying, I ended 7 wars. Everybody.
It's true.
If you say that's right. And I think that people have to remember, I think that's the tactic that he uses. Preachers use it. Cult leaders use it. If you repeat it enough times, it becomes true. If you ever notice, Dr. Umar, for example, will repeat the same thing 3 times. That's old school. That's like ancient, like black folks stuff. It still works.
Human beings work.
But it's an oratory device, right? And so Trump navigates the entire presidency. Like, if I just keep saying this shit, it's gonna be true.
Yeah.
All right.
Somebody gonna believe it.
And in all cases, they were raging with countless thousands of people being killed. This includes Cambodia and Thailand, Kosovo and Serbia, the Congo and Rwanda.
I just want everybody to know these wars haven't ended.
No. But
are we all clear?
He says they're over. The president of the United States says
are we all clear that these things are still going?
But the president says it's over. So it's over.
A vicious, violent war that was. Pakistan and India, Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, and Armenia and Azerbaijan.
So I don't want to maybe I'll do a deeper dive next time. But this thing with Rwanda and Congo and the United States, it's unfortunate because Rwanda is a country that went through a genocide on Clinton's watch, and he did nothing.
Yes, Hotel Rwanda.
He did absolutely nothing.
I mean,
and Rwanda had a lot of promise, particularly because at one point, women were the majority of their parliament, and the population was really young. And we were talking about that with Burkina Faso as well. The median age there is 17. That's what happens when a country becomes war ravaged and they just kill everybody, right? You end up having a really young population. And so that was what was happening with Rwanda. So in many ways, Rwanda had hit a reset button and had the opportunity to move forward in the right ways. And they still chose corruption. And so here we are, like 30 some odd years later, and this next generation has reverted back to corruption,
Mm-hmm.
intergroup issues, all these kinds of things, when they had a clear path to true democracy, to be ma'atic like they should be, and they just are deciding to get involved in really violent ways in this conflict over there. But we also know that they are accepting people that the United States is kidnapping and disappearing. People are not being deported because deportation means you are returned to the country of your country of origin.
And that
There's
requires like working with the country. Who wants to do that?
and they are sending people to places like Rwanda and offering Rwanda money to take them.
You gotta. I mean, you know.
So when that whole humiliation ritual happened, when the president was meeting with all those African heads of state, and they were all pretty much sucking from his testicles that day, and pledging fealty to this white man,
I mean,
which leadership has been doing for centuries. And now when you have the opportunity to not do it, you still do it. Okay, cool.
Great American bully.
That kind of solidified the division with the African nations, right? And so just quickly on the flip side of that, I just learned yesterday that Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, their leadership, is it Niger? I believe it's Niger. I know definitely Mali and Burkina Faso have petitioned to move out of the DC. So they no longer want to be part of that because they said it's a Western imposition. They're not incorrect. However, it's supposed to be basically like a global 360 kind of, checks and balances in terms of, holding heads of state and other folks, accountable for the things that they do. Why does this matter? Because Ibrahim Traore, as we have discussed, is on the fast track to dictatorship. Okay. And those three countries are under surveillance by the Human Rights Commission because of their abuses, alleged abuses of their own people, killing their own people, a lot of human rights violations, sexual assault, violence, all these other things. Disregard of human and civil rights, right?
Yeah.
Interesting that these three African leaders have decided, well, we're going to pull out of that because we're not going to be held accountable for the things that we know that we're about to do.
I mean, who wants to be accountability? Why would you want that?
The problem, of course, is that this leads to African people dying, and it makes African people vulnerable to forces like Russia and the United States. Forces
with money and power who want to exploit.
Okay, let me just play a little bit more. Hold on.
Go ahead.
It included all of them. No president or prime minister, and for that matter, no other country has ever done anything close to that. And I did it in just 7 months. It's never happened before.
Every time he goes off script, I know his teleprompter wasn't working, but anytime he adds an ad lib like that, that's his tell that he's lying. Like Donald Trump, we know he's lying, but he does have tells. And his tell is usually when he ad libs like that. That means that whatever he just said was a complete lie.
There's never been anything like that. Very honored to have done it. It's too bad that I had to do these things instead of the United Nations doing them. And sadly, in all cases, the United Nations did not even try to help in any of them.
Okay. So, I just wanted to get to that part because what Donald Trump is saying on an international stage is that the UN is worthless, but he's always been against the UN. But he's suggesting that the United Nations has done nothing to try to end these wars or anything like that, which is patently false. Patently false. Like he's just making shit up as he goes along.
But he said it, so it must be true. I don't even need y'all. Fuck all y'all, basically.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Monetization. My apologies.
Cursing on my show?
I'm sorry. That was me this time.
That was you.
It was me. My apologies.
All right.
But it felt like that was what he was saying though. He just pulled it out and was like, "Hey, everybody in here can eat a fat one. I've done everything right.
Wow.
Everybody's done everything wrong."
Wow. Now you're talking about eating fat things. Okay.
Interesting.
Are you hungry? Did you not eat today? Like, what the hell is going on?
I'm not eating
Anyway, friends, there was a shooting at a Dallas ICE facility. Joshua Jan or John, Jahn. It could be Jan, it could be John. Who knows how white people pronounce their names? He is 29 years old. They say he has ties to North Texas and Oklahoma, and he's been identified as a suspect in the shooting at a Dallas ICE. You said what?
Is he a nondescript white guy?
He is a white guy. I don't know if he's nondescript. He's got longer, dark hair, a little on the chubby side. So he doesn't quite blend in, but he does actually look like he would shoot up a school. So let me show the. Oh, damn, that was messed up. Oh man, what is wrong with me? And let's show his picture here. Let's show his picture. Right. So this is the guy. Okay, Dr. Hall. Right? Looks like a typical school shooter. Right?
I mean, if there is a typical school shooter profile.
Like he literally has that whole like I comb my hair forward and wear my hat over it and then let it kind of curl.
He's known for his
yeah. Okay, and that's him. And that's who they believe allegedly shot at. And so what was interesting is that Cash Patel, let me pull this up over here. I got this. Cash Patel was so quick to talk about this. Now, we never heard anything about, what, like, we didn't know who got shot. We didn't know who may have died or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like,
we had no real information yet.
But of course, all of them rushed to politicize this, right? Because they have nothing else to do. And
also,
in the wake,
podcaster, so he's gonna treat it like a podcast.
Well, they need a new villain because the Charlie Kirk murderer, they found out, the report came out, they had no ties to the left or anything like that, even after they decided to designate Antifa as a terrorist organization.
Oh, yeah.
That's not okay. So this is what he said. Let me share this. All right. Cash Patel. This morning, just before 7 a.m. local time, an individual fired multiple rounds at a Dallas, Texas ICE facility, killing one, wounding several others before taking his own life. FBI, DHS, ATF are on the ground with Dallas PD and state authorities. While the investigation is ongoing, an initial review of the evidence shows an ideological motive. First of all, leader of the FBI, you don't ever say anything like this.
No.
You don't say these things. The FBI,
unless you specifically want to foment your base. I'm sorry, rile up your base.
FBI live tweeting evidence. That's exactly what was happening.
What are we doing?
Right. He says, while the investigation is ongoing, therefore I should shut up and say nothing.
Right.
An initial review of the evidence shows an ideological motive behind this attack. See photo below. You're absolutely not supposed to do that. Again, if I am anybody that the federal government brings charges against,
right,
I'm using all of this.
Right. Do we want this?
I'm having this shit thrown out. I'm having it thrown out. I'm declaring a mistrial. I'm going to say there's no way I can possibly get a fair trial because the head of the FBI already lied and told the public that this is what my motivation was. Therefore, no, they're not going to find anybody who has not been exposed to this.
Right.
Throw this out.
Right.
And most judges would probably have to do that.
Yeah, most reasonable judges.
Right. So one of the unspent shell casings recovered was engraved with the phrase anti-ICE. More updates will be forthcoming.
Engraved is a big word.
Engraved is a huge word, Dr. Hall. It's a huge word because that is actually blue marker.
A blue Sharpie, maybe?
I don't even think it's a Sharpie. I think it's probably a big gel pen.
I mean, I would go Sharpie. You got to write on metal.
Then he says these despicable politically motivated attacks against law enforcement are not one-off. Already right then saying that this was an attack against law enforcement without even knowing who was shot.
Right.
without knowing that they came back later. What they say, Dr. Hall, they said that none of the agents were shot. What they end up finding out, the people that were shot.
No law enforcement was injured. So
right. And so it's like the detainees were actually the ones. So why would this say anti-ICE?
He's a bad
Okay, but listen. This is what I heard his brother said. That his brother said that he didn't have strong feelings about ICE, and he knew how to use a rifle, but wasn't a very good shot. Okay. I don't think he was politically interested. His brother Noah said, this is in NBC News, he wasn't interested in politics on either side. As far as I knew, he didn't have strong feelings about ICE, as far as I knew.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, they are looking for a villain, a left-leaning villain.
You just got to get it out there
to emerge from people who are chronically online and do all their battling on Blue Sky.
Mm-hmm.
That's who he thinks is going to come out and be this boogeyman. When the truth is that you've got a bunch of young, white, disaffected men on these message boards, in these video games, like with the conversations, gassing each other up, telling each other who's next, who's going to pull the next one. When something like this happened, you go to the boards. They're like, was this one of our guys? They're cheering, they're celebrating, they love the chaos. Every time something like that gets posted, you go to the message boards, you'll see them saying, oh, look, he blamed them. Oh, look at the chaos. They love the chaos of it. They love to create chaos. That's what they do. It becomes their entertainment.
Right.
And the thing is that people have been talking about these boards for almost 2 decades now, but definitely a decade ago, really started revving up around the time that BLM was created, around the time that a lot of the activists were putting on demonstrations. People were alerting them like, yo, there's some sleepers on these message boards. You got to start paying attention to them.
What stuff is going down over there?
Because they're getting off on, one, causing chaos and confusion online. So they have these coordinated psyops that they do. But then they took it offline. And now they're actually taking it to the streets. You understand? So they're doing this not just for shits and giggles. They're doing it for notoriety.
Yeah.
So that guy that shot Charlie Kirk will, for the rest of eternity, be known as the dude who shot Charlie Kirk.
Live and in color.
And that's like, they worship Elliot Rodgers like Elliot Rodgers was Jesus. So that's what they're all chasing. And I'm like, if y'all actually understood this, you'd be able to stop it, because then you could develop the tactics to stop them.
You really want to solve a problem, or do you just want to benefit from the problems that emerge?
Well, we understand. I mean, they're definitely pawns, but the thing is like they keep trying to make this about the left. The left don't have the gumption for this. They don't. I wish they did, but
the left are terrorists, and that they're truly the problem with the country, and that they're loony. Somehow the left are snowflakes who are always afraid of everything, but also and can't handle things and are too sensitive, but also dangerous and chaotic and destructive. Somehow, I think they can hold both of those truths in their mind at the same time.
Yeah, they're on Discord, they're on 4chan, 8chan, they're on Reddit. Like, these are people, they get notoriety and they get fame for this. So when I said, I wasn't trying to be like funny, yes I was. When I said that Joshua John looks like a typical school shooter, these are the guys that you see in these boards. Like, it's that simple. And so I want to show y'all, speaking of which, since we're here, might as well. I might as well show you all. Look, I got new merch. Antifa all along.
Nice.
See, I impressed Dr. Hall, y'all. If I got one on Dr. Hall.
Nice.
This is your first time seeing this too, right? Yeah.
Right.
Antifa all along, guys. Antifa, I got that one, so you can get the shirts for Antifa. I got the ladies and the guy, unisex, whatever you want to do, whichever style you want to wear. We got the mugs here. I got the sweatshirts. We got the $30 sweatshirts. Remember, I do equitable pricing. It doesn't matter whether you wear a small or a 3X. It's all the same price. We don't charge extra. It's whatever. Then we've got the candles. We've even got the iPhone cases. And then we've got this one, the Antifa ink. And I said, we meet on Sundays and we have snacks. Okay. So nice. Antifa ink, we meet on Sundays and we have snacks if you don't want to wear the Antifa all along one. And then I have a new product where I have all of my message, what I call the message merch is all in one set of buttons. So you can get it, read the article, DMDR, Dead Men Don't Rape, Antifa ink, Antifa all along, and Chinga La Migra. I just had to do my own little commercial break to advertise my own stuff. So I hope that you all go to feministajoes.com/merch. Somebody put that in the chat.
Buy the merch. Buy the merch.
And the merch supports me and keeps a roof over my head. So thank you to everybody that has been. I think at least once a day I get at least 1 or 2 orders a day, and I'm fine with that. I love to see it. Yes. Read the article has been my thing for a few years. Every time I run that one, it sells out. So I'm finally using the drop ship so that it doesn't run out. And so, support that or whatever. Yes. But yeah, this guy, 29 years old.
Yeah.
His name is Josh.
Yeah. And it's always the young nihilistic.
29 is still Gen Z, right? 29 is Gen Z?
Yeah.
Like what? Yeah, I think that's Gen Z, right?
I mean, it's fuzzy, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know generations. I'm bad at that, as we've established before.
Oh, you said kid sizes would be cool. All right, I could make. You want to put that on a baby? Okay, I guess I'll do that. I'm not a big fan of putting political messages on kids, so that's why I didn't make those. But
Gen Z.
Like I don't think a 5-year-old should be wearing an Antifa shirt. Yeah, that's just me. Because I'm against indoctrination in that way. Like, I don't know. That's just
give them the opportunity to learn on their own.
Let them decide to join Antifa, right? Because maybe by the time they're old enough to make that, it will actually be an organization.
And I think, and to just bridge that thought a little bit, the idea that if we were really trying to solve this problem of gun deaths in America, particularly when we know that the majority of shooters are young white men, like we could develop programming or some kind of strategy to actually connect with that group of people and maybe if not disarm them, then give them a sense of purpose and connection to the country. And as a result, maybe reduce, like, I don't know, maybe it's just a social scientist in me that is, we'd have to like actually get down and get our hands dirty and try to affect behaviors long-term with some tertiary, if not secondary interventions. Or
Dr. Hall, their issue is the same as ours, the loss of third spaces. Yeah. It's having different effects, and actually it's not even that different because the violence is still the same outcome. Yes. These young people need things to do. They can sit here and talk about it in the hood, but the burbs need it too. The kids need to be able to get out of the house. Where I live, when the weather's warm, it's like I see more people trying to encourage their kids to be outside and stuff. But even then, they don't even really talk to each other. And this is a neighborhood that has a lot of kids, but they're too busy spending the time with their parents. And I'm like, let the kids go ride their bikes together or play a game of tag. Do they even know what tag is? Have you taught your kids how to play tag? Like, these are the things that like we need to do, but it's affecting them too. So it's not like, I hate that they try to pathologize people that live in the inner cities or Black people in general or Latinos in general. It's an issue. It's a societal issue. Yeah. So when they used to have the teen clubs and you could go on like a Friday night, it wouldn't be no alcohol, there'd be security, everybody be dancing, having a good time, got to socialize. All these white incels that be on 4chan and Reddit could actually go somewhere and meet the girls that they feel ignore them. You know why the girls ignore you? Because you're in your room playing Call of Duty, talking to 4 other guys.
But that gives me dopamine. And being out in the world,
but it doesn't, because you would rather be fucking. And you're not doing that because you can't meet anybody. And you're not meeting anybody because you're not outside. And you're not outside because you don't have anywhere to go. And that's actually not your fault, in my opinion. It's just not. And
I don't like rejection or talking to people or engaging.
Well, the reason why you don't like talking to people or why they don't like talking to people is because, again, they were raised primarily by their parents who manufactured these play dates that ended up looking a lot like, parallel play. They just sat their kids next to each other so that they could drink wine and gossip about whatever, but their kids weren't actually playing together. And so what was the point of those play dates? And then they get older, and now because the parents were the ones setting up the play dates, now we have a whole generation of students who are going to college and don't know how to go up to somebody and say, hey, can I sit here? My name is so-and-so.
We just sit next to each
Where
other
are
and
you
never
from?
speak to each other for an entire
They
semester.
do. This is what they do. They sit next to each other, and then it's just...
Yeah.
And it's like, instead of
having a conversation with the person next to you.
Having a conversation with the person next to you, which they don't know how to do.
Mhm.
They literally, I'm like reading from all these parents all the time. They literally do not know how to go up to another kid and just say, my name is Brayley. I'm from Ohio. Can I sit here? What's your name?
I worked for 8 years in a student counseling service. So much of my job every day was just instructing people that you can talk to the kid next to you and make a friend. If nothing else, to walk to class with, or to meet on the way to class, or to grab lunch with. Hey, do you want to grab coffee? Is this the thing you say to the person next to you? And now we could be friends because we're around each other for 4 months. Like, you're spending 15 to 16 weeks seeing this person. The least you could do is get to know them. And they
don't, and they're so anxious. Everything is anxiety. They got so much anxiety. And honestly, Dr. Hall, there are anxiety disorders, but people can have just general anxiety, and you don't have a disorder, don't necessarily need any treatment. You just need to learn how to calm the fuck down and stop being so scared. You need to learn how to interact.
Experiences that allow you to develop a sense of mastery. Like, you and I have joked
confidence in public spaces.
Right. Like when we used to go out in the 90s, you'd show up at a party, maybe you got your boy with you, your wingman with you, or whatever. You go out, you try and get numbers. You just talk to girls. You just talk to people, and you make a friend. You come back and say, how many numbers did we get? We don't know that all those numbers are the real numbers, but like the pursuit was engagement, and you put yourself essentially in the arena to be rejected, to make connections, to see somebody you haven't seen since grade school. Like the idea of just being out there. And we were like catching buses to other sides of town. Like the idea that like you didn't want to stay in your house, and that was actually punishment to leave you in your house.
Yeah, no, punishment. And now you can't even punish kids by being like, oh, you're grounded. It's like, well, no, actually I gotta ground you and take everything out of this room.
Right. All electronics.
But I like this point that Mo said the only third space left is church, and that's not working. But in the United States, it actually is. It is serving its purpose. These young people, they have the no fap movement that believes that masturbation is evil and you shouldn't do it. They have the groups that are trying to like stop watching porn altogether, and they have vilified porn, but not the men that are in the porn. It's the women, right? And so now they hate OnlyFans. Like they're always talking bad about the Instagram baddies. Like they've gotten into this space, this puritanical space that is coming from these churches. And then you got this Christian contemporary music, like these groups like Hillsong and other folks that are like Pied Pipering people right now, luring people in with this like nondescript, non-denominational, no particular musical genre type of praise and worship that verily mentions Jesus. A lot of people are falling for this, and they're pulling in the young people. And they're pulling in the number of Black people that are falling for this is ridiculous too.
Black people love us some Jesus.
Yeah, but that Jesus is very bland. They like Black people. We like a little Jesus. We don't like Jesus, but you know, that's what's happening. And so young people are actually becoming more socially stratified because this religious thing is definitely taking over these like kind of the Joshua Jans of the world. Reddit is all of this combined. They're becoming socially isolated in ways that are absolutely dangerous. Absolutely dangerous
for society as a whole.
It's creating these lone wolves. It's creating these young people that just want to be seen and heard and recognized, which is why I said like that issue with the brother that they found hanging from the tree, and everybody's saying that Black people don't hang themselves. I'm like, all right, let them investigate, y'all. But don't say that. Not now, not this generation. I feel like there's a lot of older millennials and Gen X folks weighing in. And I was like, yeah, you know what? We actually didn't do that, right? We didn't necessarily,
there was a time.
But now, at a time where young people are seeking eternal notoriety, where they're feeling like they're ignored and no one is paying attention to them, that and suicide by cop are like the two ways a Black person can go out that'll make sure that they are always seen and always heard and always remembered. Because suicide by cop is big for us.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and I get really frustrated when people become these kind of cultural absolutists. First of all, you ain't studied enough of the culture to be an absolutist about anything.
Anecdotal evidence.
But it's just kind of like, well, this is what I'm going to say, and it's probably going to go viral and get a lot of people talking. And I can probably say it to an audience of white people because they don't know any better. But oh my God, there comes Feminista Jones correcting me again.
Why you got to be like that?
Here comes Dr. Taylor, who has actually studied this for most of her adult life, is coming to correct me again. Oh, damn. Now I feel bad.
You got to be that person.
I'm always going to be that person.
Always.
Because I need y'all to be smarter. All right, so let's wrap this up by talking about Laura Loomer.
Oh, do we have to?
Yeah, we actually do.
Okay.
We actually have to do this.
That is her attention deficit.
So let's go. And this is funny. Like her whole thing she got rate limited on this shit. That was like ridiculous. All right, let's share the screen here. All right, folks.
She's still out there.
Hold on, let me close this one. If you're still on Instagram, I'm actually about to close it. So you might want to come on over to
she went full Karen.
YouTube. Because I'm sorry, this is just kind of pulling out a lot of my bandwidth, and I'm closing Instagram. So hopefully you make it over here to YouTube.
Join us on YouTube.
But there was a video of Jazz, for context, everybody. There was a video of Jasmine Crockett saying that she was upset because she was bothered by the fact that like only 2 people had the gumption to like I think not sign that Charlie Kirk thing or something. I don't remember. Somebody put the context. But I think that's what it was.
Willing to stand up and
to stand up to it. Right. And so she said something like it hurts my heart, whatever. So Laura Loomer comes back and says, it hurts my heart that we have ghetto Black, who hate America serving in Congress. And then she tags her, very much a racist dog whistle, right? And so Jamel Hill comes in and says, I'm sure this was totally taken out of context, to which Laura responds, I meant every word, actually.
Double down. I mean, Laura Loomer ain't the type
I meant every word. And that's the thing. Like,
I mean, if you look at her record,
hate her or love her, that girl gonna say whatever's on her mind.
Yeah.
She's gonna say whatever is on her mind, but there was more.
She didn't stop there?
No. Let me pull up this other one.
I wouldn't imagine that she would.
And so I just want to say a couple of things as we talk about this too. Okay, and I mentioned this. And here comes Feminista Jones pissing people off, right? I'm the wet blanket, right?
You gotta be the person.
That's not her. So there is a satirist who makes exaggerated photos of people when he's messing with them, and people have kind of been circulating pictures that look like that. That's not her. That's an exaggerated thing, but whatever. So we're gonna do this. And so she said, I meant every word, actually. And Jamel's like, oh, I know you did. Let's see if you can keep that same energy if you see the Congresswoman in person. So, okay, straight up, that's some sister stuff.
Right.
That's Black woman.
Hey,
like,
keep the
bet
same
you
energy.
won't say that to my face.
Say it to my
bet
face.
Bet you won't say that to my face.
Say it to my
but
face,
she's saying it on behalf of, on behalf of Jasmine. She says, can you arrange a face-to-face meeting? She's already physically attacked my DC correspondent. I dare Jasmine for US to put her hands on me the same way she put her hands on the Charles Down. I dare her. Do you think I'm afraid of some ratchet congresswoman who should be working at KFC asking me if I want extra crispy instead of occupying space in Congress? At Jamel Hill, now we all see all the racist dog whistles within that, right? Ratchet, using ratchet. She already called her a ghetto Black bitch.
Right.
Ratchet, saying that she should be working at KFC. That's double, oh, she can only have a low wage or job, but also serving fried chicken.
Right.
And of course, as the white woman, she's going to say KFC and not Popeyes, but that's okay.
Yeah.
And so she says that, right? All right. So this was the original one. And then she says, let me ask you a question, because Kendall Locke comes, says, oh, nothing, just me at my black job. And she's like, let me ask with 3 X's you a question. Is it a black job when I expose your boss for being a racist hood rat who enjoys promoting political violence? I'm asking you this question. If you have tips about Jasmine for US and her staff, send them here. And so she posts a tip line. A tip line, basically, for people to snitch. We've gotten to that place of people snitching. The next thing she says, why these bitches be trifling? Girl, if you finna play with me, you best be ready for the truth. I be spitting on your weave. I can spit mad bars, Jasmine. Baby girl don't like the taste of her own medicine. You feels me? Okay. Then she says, Jasmine Crockett's homeboys and homegirls are big mad. I called her what she is. Ghetto. I guess I finna watch my back. God forbid Shamika pops a cap in my ass. You feels me?
Wow.
Okay.
Still using Shamika.
So just straight up, Doc, I have to look at this psychiatrically. Like I
mean, do you?
I'm sorry, but like
some people just broken.
So here's the thing. Her psychiatric history came up, and apparently she's been involuntarily incarcerated for attempting suicide. Right? That's what they say. Let me put up the banner again, because this is what I've heard.
Allegedly.
Allegedly she has been, psychiatrically incarcerated against her will. First of all, nobody ever wants to experience that. It is not funny. It is not something to make light of. I have been seeing people posting up jokes and bringing it up as a gotcha kind of thing. Absolutely not. One of my best friends has experienced that. I've had to make that call, and it is hard to make that call, to have to, and that's me doing my job, which is also why I stopped doing my job, Dr. Hall, because I couldn't be that anymore, right? Like when you're under, you have certain requirements, that license means a lot, that job means a lot,
that therapists and social workers were basically cops because
they are cops.
People, yes.
Yeah, I was a cop. I stopped being a cop.
Yeah.
It is what it is, but that's the reality, because here's the thing, Dr. Hall. Someone like you wouldn't need to be licensed if people could stop thinking a white man's ice was colder and actually believe that there's alternative methods to providing people with the support that they need, and that the insurance companies would fund it, right? But because we feel like we have to legitimize these things through these particular standards, and again, I'm not against standards. I do believe that community standards are things and can exist, but if you look at the licensing and what people need to do and what they have to adhere to, it's not necessarily what you have to do to get licensed, right? You got to put in 3,000. I did my hours, all this stuff like that. It's what you're required to do once you have it, right? And one of those things is you're required to call and have somebody incarcerated against their will if they're threatening to harm themselves or someone else, and that kind of thing. So it is not fun, and I've been on that side of having to do it, and I have people close to me that have had it done to them, and them seeing people make light of it has been horrible for the last 48 hours or so. And I'm just saying this now so that people can be conscious. Like I said on Threads, I was like, Lauren Loomer's not going to see your post, but your friend that has been, sent up like that and never told you. Now you know why they never told you.
Right. Because
look at how you talking. Right. So we don't have to go there and make this a gotcha moment. But with this knowledge and understanding, it's really difficult. We're talking about white supremacists and we're talking about sexists and misogynists and things like that, because people like to say, oh, well, that's a mental illness. And it's like, no, not necessarily.
No, that's not diagnosed.
No, it's not, I was like, let's not say that being racist means that you have a mental health issue, or that you're a misogynist, you have a mental health issues. It means you're just functioning in a racist, sexist society, and you're going along with what you go along. However, someone can have psychiatric disabilities
Mm-hmm.
that have them saying these things with no real regard for, whatever. And that's not to say that she's saying things that she doesn't mean. No. But there could be something, but because I was looking at the way she kind of rapid fire threw those things off, I was like, yeah, it was a little manic, and I live with that. So it's like, so for me, I was like, is she in the middle of something?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, is she in the middle of something? And that was before I learned about her past history.
Right.
I was just like, huh.
No. If you look at the things she's done in the past, it's like this person is not well wrapped.
Right.
And once they get on that tear, they're like, she gets spun up, and she's but
that's what I was thinking about, because like there are people that can get in that space like, oh, you come for me, oh, I got you, I'm about to spit it back. But because of her being the public figure that she is, as close to the president as she is, all of them talk, but all of them also know how to
back up,
ease up, especially now, and it's a very sensitive time. You know what I mean? So even she is quick to walk things back. Like we saw it with like the Charlie Kirk shooter. We've seen it other times. Laura will say something outlandish and then quickly walk it back. She ain't walk this shit back.
No. But also it's about a black woman. So does she have to?
She doesn't have to. Right. Great question, Dr. Hall. She doesn't have to. And that's like the larger issue. If we could wrap this all up. Jimmy Kimmel got his show back.
Yeah.
Kind of, because they're not showing in certain markets or what have you.
Right? It's out there again. They're doing tapings. People are working again.
It's giving Jim Crow, right? Because back then, what movies would be banned from the South, or the only way to show them in the South is if they remove certain scenes because of whatever. Again, people got to study this stuff. You got to know this stuff. So this is very much what it's like.
It's the reason we have it.
But Jimmy got his job back. Karen Attiah was fired from the Washington Post just for stating facts, like actually just stating the truth. She was fired from her job, still hasn't gotten it back yet.
No.
Right. And she was the only black journalist that they still had that was like full-time doing what she's doing. So they got rid of her. So we had talked about that. We knew that they were going to use this. They wanted her gone anyway. So they were going to use this.
Yeah.
But the support was not there for her. And we know that, right?
Yeah.
The support will never be there for black women the same way that it is for white men. Because as I said on Threads earlier, I said the white man is a safe bet. In a white supremacist patriarchal society, you want to bet on the person with the most privilege. And that is the white, cisgender, heterosexual, wealthy man. Who happens to talk about Jesus. I don't remember Jimmy Kimmel being this religious, but now all of a sudden he is. But whatever.
Once again, he's got to read the script.
So you bet on him.
Yeah.
You don't, because at least if he wins, you have something that you could possibly gain from that. And it could also have a positive effect on your life, right? But when you bet on a black woman, there is no return on your investment. Not in this society, not in a white patriarchal society, a white supremacist patriarchal society. There's no ROI for backing black women and for supporting black women. It's actually a liability. It's actually like people will distance themselves from black women because we are a liability in this. It doesn't matter how smart we are, how qualified we are. Our society, our global society, still believes it is acceptable to treat black women like we are nothing. And that's across every demographic, even within our community, right?
Yeah.
And so to the idea of people rallying behind her to support her and help her in the way that they did him is not even anything that a person can fathom. And I don't know why people are still asking this question, or why people are bringing up this hypothetical. Well, they can do that. Now let's help these 300,000 black women that are missing. They don't give a damn. I mean, that they'll have their jobs. They don't give a damn. Yeah. They don't care that 300,000 black women have lost their jobs since he got into office. They do not care. In fact, they actually like that because that means that we're desperate and we're more likely to go back to taking care of their kids.
I mean, it was part of the agenda to clear out there were too many of them, get rid of all these government jobs, get rid of DEI. You're going to have more of them.
Because for Black people, working for the government has been consistently one of the easiest pathways to, to stability, to the middle class, putting your kids through college, all those kinds of things. And with Black women being heads of household and the majority of Black households, costing those women their jobs destabilizes the entire household. This is done intentionally. This is a systematic attack on Black women for the achievements that we have been able to make, the growth that we have been able to make, the strides that we have been able to make, even against every odd and facing every obstacle, even obstacles that no other group has to face. We still manage to persevere. We still manage to set up fearless funds. We still manage to own major alcohol brands. We still manage to get these degrees and do these things and make money and take our families into the middle class.
How dare you?
And go to Martha's Vineyard.
You think too much of yourself. Somebody's going to knock you down a peg or two.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what that is. That attack on those government jobs, that was the goal, was to clear them of Black women. And if anybody else got caught up in it, so what? You'll be fine. If you're a white man, you got caught up in this, don't worry about it, bro. We got you. You're a white man. You're going to be able to rebound. We want to get rid of them. We got to target them, because if we target the Black women, we destabilize their homes. And if we destabilize their homes, we destabilize their communities. Because how many Black women, especially Black women over 35, are responsible for more people than in her household? So you take her job away, you reduce her ability to support not only her own family, but all the people that depend on her. And then you're going to take away all the benefits that they have had that have made it so that they could make it, check to check or whatever. Take away their food stamps, take away their Social Security, take away their, their housing subsidies, take away their grants to get education, take away the pipeline programs, take away all the things that have been helping them.
They're too good.
We had it too good. And that's really it. And that's the Southern strategy. It's just like, nah, you big roles were never supposed to have. First of all, why are you still here?
Why are you still here? Why haven't you self-selected to leave?
Y'all have not left yet.
You don't want to work for us.
You don't want to, right? Like,
you're not trying to work out here for free.
You're not trying to work for free.
Right.
So what are you doing here?
Right.
And so they're like, all right, well, no.
And it's a zero-sum game. How are you also taking money that I work for, and the government just gives it to you people?
Yeah, exactly. And so that's where we are with this. And no, people were not going to rally around Karen Atia the same way, right? But they might now. I mean, she started a Substack, and so I'm hoping that people go and support that. And the other sister, I forgot what. Over the summer, she started Resistance School. Sankofa Summer School is also here, folks, and she tried to act like it was an innovative new idea that nobody had ever come up with. But it's okay. We will support her because she got fired from Columbia.
Yes.
Yes, I forgot her name, but it's okay. We don't need to say her name here, but we know who we're talking about. But she got fired from Columbia, and then everybody rushed to sign up for her class and things like that. So we also have to remember that there's a class issue there too, right? Karen Atia is, there's some class issues there, right? And we will tend to trust those kinds of things because, again, they have the white man's stamp of approval. So Karen Atia can start a Substack, and people will go support that because she used to write for the Washington Post. That lends credibility. Right. So we have to kind of also check ourselves. That was also Karen. It was also, she was teaching there. That was the same person. Oh, shit. Oh. Well, then she good. I'm sorry. Because I know she made a lot of money off of teaching that class. She's doing it again. So, she made a lot of money off of that. I think she was charging. Well, how much was she charging a person? Like $25, something like that? I don't know how much she was charging. But she said 2,500 people signed up.
It was the course on race and media that was.
Yes, race and media. Yes. No, she wasn't like tenured or anything. No, she was teaching. She was adjunct. She was adjunct like me. Yeah. She was teaching a class, and they canceled that class.
You're trying to make it
and then she took it online. Very similar to the model that we have with Sankofa Summer School. So it'd be nice if y'all could support that too. Yay. Yeah. But it's say nice stuff. We just don't get the same support. right?
No.
I'm looking at that guy, Aaron, what his name is, whatever. This man makes like hundreds of thousands of dollars a year off of subscriptions and things like that. And all he does is post screenshots of things that other people have written. He provides no analysis. He gives no real thought. He rarely has his opinion. You could tell he's on the left, but he really does not give much of his opinion. He just posts screenshots.
Yeah.
And that's it. And people love it and they follow along. Yeah. Now I have a program like this. I can give you analysis. I can give you thoughts. I can make you laugh. I can take you deep. I can give you things that you probably hadn't thought about, but it's very difficult to get that support because of
Black woman.
who I am, because I'm a Black woman. Yeah. And when it comes to like political stuff or what have you, unless you're willing to be like an Abby Phillips, which respectfully, I love Abby and I do wish her the best. I know she is having a difficult time. It's very clear that she's having a difficult time being at CNN because she's playing that middle stuff a little too much, and she wasn't always like that. So I'm wondering, how long she has. But like, yeah, like she's in this Swimming with Sharks. So I'm always gonna give her grace. But it's just, I could never do that. That's too mainstream. I got to be able to tell the truth. Yeah. And I got to be able to be honest. And unfortunately, the best move for all these folks, Don Lemon said it today. He was like, basically saying Jimmy should have never went back. Jimmy got all that support and all them people. All he had to do was pivot to a YouTube situation or have somebody build him a quick, website, an app or whatever. And Jimmy could have done this completely independently and made money. Like that.
But also, we built a country on needing the institutions and the systems to prop us up. And there's legitimate fear of going it alone. And so a lot of people end up trapped in those systems. I mean, how's he going to get health benefits if he's just YouTubing from his house?
Well, he's also a multimillionaire, so he can afford to pay for whatever he needs to get done. But anyway, the point is,
it's not like you can teach people how to broadcast from their homes or anything.
Right. But it's just really interesting to me that people actually thought that Karen was going to get some kind of special support. She's a Black woman and she's a dark-skinned Black woman. Are y'all crazy? Like, are y'all like? But you know what? Y'all thought that Kamala was going to win.
Oh.
Okay, that's what I actually really want. Just real quick. I'm not even going to get into it. We're going Friday. I'll be back in 2 days, y'all. So Friday, we're going to talk about Kamala's books. We're going to talk about the book and the excerpts that are floating around, her little interview that she had with Rachel Maddow, where she called Donald Trump a communist dictator.
Well, she didn't. I mean, she said communist dictator. That's what we're dealing with. I mean, she made some equivocations that could be drawn, but.
Are you caping for Kamala Harris?
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm just saying, if we want to be precise about language.
Put a 2 in the chat if I should get rid of him right
dictator. Now. I think she was just saying dictator. Okay. She just
2 in the chat. Get rid of him right now. Just tell me. I'll do it. I'll do it. We're
almost at the end of the show.
Put it in the chat. Put a 2 in the chat. I will get rid of him.
I almost made it to the end of the show.
Kamala Harris has a book coming out where she's throwing everybody under the bus.
Well, I mean, that's what she did.
I'm not going to purchase that because I don't want to hear nothing out her neoliberal Black Republican mouth.
Oh, you don't want to hear that.
But I will happily read screenshots if anybody wants to share them. I ain't buying nothing. Maybe they'll have it. Maybe they'll have it at my local library. I'm sure nobody will take it out because this is Trump land. So I might have to request it. But no, we'll talk about that. Let's get into her on Friday. I'm gonna save it for Friday. That's what we're gonna do because a lot of people get bothered when I talk about Kamala Harris. Well, I can talk about another Black woman that way. It does rub people the wrong way. It's rubbing you the wrong way because you haven't woken up yet.
It's like when you talk about Barry.
I'm gonna keep rubbing you the wrong way until you wake up. How about that? So don't come on Friday if you don't want to. If you're proudly the 92% and you said some stupid shit like we could be at brunch right now, you might not want to come to the show on Friday.
And see, when we're talking about why you're having problems with monetization and with growing your audience, maybe it's because you get happy. Like this makes you happy to do. Like you are looking forward to the conversation on Friday.
Oh man.
You like burning
out. Oh well, I got some Spotify credits.
There you go.
I can go listen to it. Is she narrating it? Because I can't stand her voice.
I don't know.
She sounds like she's from Rego Park.
Mm.
My New Yorkers will understand exactly what I'm saying by saying that. So anyway, but yeah, so thanks for tuning in, y'all. I'm about to go eat some chicken wings.
There you go.
I'm about to. Today was a day that I was actually supposed to be resting, and I ended up running some errands. But I am going to try to rest this evening. I love you all. I will be back on Friday. If you love this show, please tell people about it. I understand not everybody has money. There's a couple of YouTubers I watch. Every time I tune in, I just send them $5 via Cash App, just something, just to thank you for doing this and giving me something and entertaining me and giving me something to watch. That little support goes a long way. We got 76 people in the chat. If everybody gave $3 even, I could pay my electric bill off of that. I appreciate you all so much. Sometimes I got to make it,
digestible.
If everybody sent me $1 right now, I got 73 people. Everybody sent me $1. I can pay my water bill. You understand? So it's that kind of thing. Oh, she does the audiobook? No, thanks. No, thanks.
Just like that.
There's no alternative reading.
Have AI. Somebody said if you get the Kindle, the AI in the Kindle will read it to you. So there's that.
That's what I'll do. I'll use the Kindle app.
I'm pretty sure. I'm not
put it on my tablet.
The 7 Cs or anything. I would never say to sail the 7 Cs, but you could probably acquire a copy and then have AI read it to you.
Okay.
Yo ho ho, kind of bottle of rum.
Yeah, I'm not gonna buy it though. I can't support.
That's what I'm saying. You could just acquire it.
Okay. Well, so okay, folks. So I appreciate you all. Thank you for joining me yet again as we go through the stuff that is happening. Friday, I don't, Dr. Hall, you may not be available. That's fine. I know you have a life and you got family and all that stuff like that. But I'm going to probably talk a bit about the collective gaslighting that is going on as well, the community gaslighting, how we're all just losing our minds collectively because of the gaslighter in chief. And then I'm going to talk about, I'm going to talk about Harris's book a little bit and some other things. Who knows what's going to happen every day? It's something new. Every day. And that's the other thing why we're so activated. Just real quick, why I still got you, Dr. Hall. People are activated and worn out.
Yes.
Because of the overstimulation. Doc, what is happening to people's bodies?
I'm liking it. I was just saying this to someone. I was liking it to like when you live in a house with like a drunk father. You never know what mood he's going to be in. You never know if he's going to harm or abuse you or your siblings or your mother. You never know if he's going to blow all the cash and not make enough for the light bill to be on. Like you're just constantly in a state of survival. And I think as a country, we've been in that state for 9 months. And this is worse tangibly than the first time because now he's unhinged. He believes he's got this mandate to do whatever he wants. And so many of the adults that were supposed to be in the room last time completely have abandoned. And now we've got sycophants who are encouraging this toxic and narcissistic behavior. So it definitely causes people to be it frays the nerves to be in this state all the time and to feel like you can never quite like get a night's rest without waking up and getting an alert that he said or did some dumb thing. He went to the UN and just riffed and said the worst things to the world.
Like he called them stupid. He said the countries are stupid for falling for the green scam. So climate change is a scam, and he called all these heads of state stupid.
Your countries are going to hell because of immigration.
He said the countries are going to hell. Like no one has ever talked like that in those chambers, and it has gotten heavy in the UN chambers. But no head of state has ever talked like that.
Right. And so we are all living in this country where this is happening all the time. And you can try to say, once again, if you live in a house with an abuser, I'm trying to be a good person. I don't support this person being this way, but I'm now complicit because the world is looking at America like, why are y'all letting this happen? And it's like, well, the guy in power who controls the police and the federal government and the federal forces just kind of keeps acting this way. And there are those on the ground who want different, would like things to be different, but like feel essentially sort of trapped in the situation. And that's just a feeling that's going to cause a lot of anxiety, a lot of intense internal distress.
And I think that that's really what is kind of, that's also contributing to people not wanting to go outside, not wanting to meet up with people, which serves their purpose, right? To keep us disconnected, to keep us away. But I'm one of those people that's like, I don't call people friends until I've been able to be around them and read and feel their energy. I've got to feel what's coming out of you and connect with that. And we need more of that, because that actually settles us. That actually calms us down. A 30-second hug, a minimum of a 30-second hug. I became more intentional with my hugs, where I try to hold people for at least 20 to 30 seconds to get the impact of that energy exchange and that love and that care. Those brief hugs do nothing. We need to touch each other. We need to be around each other. And I know, trust me, I know how difficult that can be for some folks. Take it from me. But I also know how essential it is. And if we're going to survive any of this and truly build the community that we need, we have to get around each other.
Yes.
We have to.
Socialize.
And so I've been joining organizations and local groups and things like that, because I'm like, I can't sit in this house all the time. I have to make sure that, I'm not in the house all the time, but I'm like, I need to be around people who are my peers, who are my equals, who I can just connect with and just talk and just be vulnerable and be open, but also to get a hug if I want a hug, or just to have that energy exchange. We need that
to not feel alone out here.
And not because we're falling apart, and so many people are isolated, Dr. Hall. So many people are feeling alone and sad, and not feeling like they need to, that they have anywhere to go or anyone to talk to. And that is not good.
It's not good for society. It's not good for us individually. Yes.
We don't need that. I retired and he makes money now doing that. So, but I hear you. I appreciate it. That's love though. That's love though. They say that they think that we know what we're doing,
I know what I'm doing.
I like to think that I know what I'm doing. I did it for so damn long,
I do it every day.
You ever have somebody walk in and you already, I already know what your shit is. Let's tell me.
Usually it's like 5 seconds in and it's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this, but I know. Wait, hold on, I got it. I got you. Wait, I gotta go.
I just wanted to talk to you, miss. You know me for 5 years. Why are you still calling me miss?
Hey, throw some respect on the name.
But no, and I get you say, working from home, I know, and I make the effort too. And so what I've been doing, I've been really jazzing up my bike, because I've been riding my bike more. And I'm like, you know what? The more comfortable I make this bike, the more I'll ride it and go places. And so what do I do? Almost every day I get on my bike, have my bag and stuff, and I bike to the coffee shop. And then I go, and there's other people working there too. A lot of us in this area work from home. And so we kind of all meet at the coffee shop, and it's set up for that kind of thing. And we're all kind of just there. And it's just a small effort. And it's like, I know sometimes you feel like, well, if I go outside, I'm going to spend money and don't necessarily have money. So definitely can relate. But a lot of those coffee shops facilitate that. You buy 1 cup of coffee every 2 hours, you'll be okay, or something, Yeah. So they, get outside if you can. Go to the library.
It's explore, right? The library's free.
Yes. And go to your local library. Exactly. Because if I don't go to the coffee shop, I go to the library. My library is 7 minutes from me. No, it's so underutilized, right? So I go just for that.
Yeah.
And I forget that people forget you can get DVDs from there, you can get CDs, all kinds of things, books, everything that you need is at the library. You can borrow it and bring it right back. So let's make sure we're using our libraries before they shut them down for being underutilized. Make sure you order. If you bought a book and you loved it, order it at your library. Okay. It helps the author. It helps other people have exposure to it. Right. These are the things that we could be doing to try to get out of our isolation and those kinds of things. You meet new friends at the gym. Absolutely. People that you have stuff in common with. You go to the gym, they go to the gym. You can,
clubs and activities are still out there. Join things.
Join things. I actually want to start a little small cycling group for women in my neighborhood, in my area. See if people want to just, y'all want to go riding, casual riding through the neighborhood. Just something like that, why not? So think about that, y'all. I love you all very much. Thank you so much for showing up and for sharing this space. Thank you again, Dr. Hall, for hopping on.
Glad to be here.
Whenever you're able to come through, just hit me up real quick and we'll slide you in. Absolutely. Everybody else, just make sure if you didn't do it on your way in, on your way out, hit that like button. If you're new to my channel, you've never seen this before, subscribe. If you've been here 10 times and still haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Subscribe to my channel. We've made 4,000. I posted on there. I'm so happy I broke 4,000 followers. Now, I've had this account forever and ever and ever, but I've only been using it for like a year, really. So thank you to 4,000 followers. Yeah. Let's try to get to 5,000. Yep. Again, just tell everybody that you like what you hear over here. Political Theater with Dr. T. We're supporting independent media, especially independent political media. All right, y'all. Y'all be good to each other and be better to yourselves, okay? All right.